The boys did it! They did it, Crump!
Yes, sir.
Oh, my gosh.
I told you. I told you last week. I called a 3-point ball game. I said 45-42. All right. So, obviously, I was slightly off. 52-49. I told you, this team's different. I've been saying it all year. I called 11-1. 11-1.
Can I tell you, I feel proud, regardless of how insane it is, that Tennessee actually won this football game. I said Tennessee's going to need 50. They needed exactly 50. 52-49. Tennessee beats the Alabama Crimson Tide. I am shirtless, as I said last week that I would be. Cigar in hand. The shirt will go on in a second. Don't worry.
It won't. Don't lie. Don't lie to us.
We'll see.
It won't.
Cigar in hand. I haven't had a cigar in like 10 years. And obviously that one was not related to the Alabama game.
Hey, I'm just going to say this. The rushing for 150 still intact. 182. We rush for 150 plus. We win. Just
you
saying.
Nailed every part of that. Nailed it.
Double move. Double move. First touchdown, second half. Double move. Corner and go. We set them up all first half. Now, here's the thing. Bottom line is we gave them a touchdown on the fumble. So my dad, myself, and a lot of our buddies are in a group text. And my dad hit the nail on the head all week. Alabama's defense can't stop us. They're not, and the reason why, it's not the scheme. You cannot go with our tempo. I'm excited. If I could put into words what this means for somebody like myself that went through a lot of ups and downs and some bullshit. Excuse my French, but I'm just going to be completely honest.
Light it up.
The emotions that I'm going through right now for that team and the staff that put in the work to deserve this. Like, when I say, like, honestly, I'm so glad that we were delayed a little bit. My wife's upstairs with four out of the 5 of our dogs. Our first dog's right here with me. She always comes with me. I literally I'm tearing up as I speak because I know the emotions that goes into this. I'm trying to not cuss. I have a quote unquote potty mouth, and I get it. The emotion, and the reason why is because I know what goes into this. I know what we used to put into it. This team, man, is different. There's just something about them. Like I said, all the bullshit aside. Excuse my French again. I'm just gonna lay it on you. I'm so god dang excited for what Knoxville is getting again. The reason why everybody in my years and earlier went to the University of Tennessee, the reason why these players are going to start going back to Tennessee again, this is what Tennessee football is. When I'm looking at the picture of the TV screen of the field after 100 and however many thousand we have now because we downgraded to get the new Jumbotron, blah, 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 on the damn field. That's Tennessee football. This is the epitome of what we are. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're going to talk about the game.
We are.
But I've got to get like, I don't even know. I don't know how productive I'm going to be just because I know what goes through my body from the stuff that I've seen and witnessed there. As I'm looking up, and the goalpost is literally being carried through the stands, by the way.
Put it in the river.
I was wondering. No.
The river.
No. Hold on. They've actually broke it in half.
Really? I don't have the game.
The crossbars are intact, but the actual post is gone.
That's hilarious.
It's going up the stadium. I don't know why they're going up, FYI. People below, be aware. We'll just throw it out that way.
That's all right. I know people that are on the field at the moment.
Well, they're safe on the field. They're not safe in the parking lot, apparently.
That's true. I said it. I mean, I couldn't be more in agreement with you. This is going to be so much of just processing, like the emotion of all of this, just like what this means as a whole for Tennessee. I don't think enough can be said about that. It seems crazy that I don't have a shirt on. I do. Look, guys, this is a show that's sponsored by this is a show that's sponsored by companies that paid to have spots on this show. So I have to read this. I have to go out of context a little bit here. I have to read, and I'm putting my shirt back on so that I could read the spot. So I can read the sponsored spots.
I love it.
Look, guys, we're gonna talk about it all. This can't be real. Farm Bureau health plans, serving Tennesseans for over 75 years. Much has changed in Tennessee over the years, but some has stayed the same. Farm Bureau health plans has always valued personal relationships, especially when it comes to good service. That's Farm Bureau health plans. FBHP.com/ATOZ. Omaha Steaks. Visit omahasteaks.com. Type in promo code Vols at checkout for $30 off your order. Fill your freezer with enough gourmet food to keep your cookouts going strong into the fall. And rattle and snap Tennessee whiskey, which we're going to drink, Crop, in a minute. Not yet. We haven't got to that segment yet. But make your own luck with Tennessee's fast-paced rattle and snap offense. Rattle and snap Tennessee whiskey. I'm pouring it now. I have to.
Whiskey for the win.
Yes! Fine. We get to say it. Crompton came up with the tagline for Rattle and Snap whiskey. That's whiskey for the win, baby.
First off, great. Great job with the promos. I'm just, you know what? Like I said, there's a lot of emotion going through me, but I'm different in the sense of all, like, just my past. This is one of the most joyous moments in my life. My cousins are texting me, my family and friends, because they know what this game means. Every game at the University of Tennessee, but especially this one. So Justin Simmons, hold on. Was it Justin? I freaking lost it. Somebody, it might have been Justin, that came out and said, "Oh, you're gifted and Justin, if it's not you, completely my bad, because the comments, we're gifted a pass interference, blah, blah, blah." What about the pass interference where number 7 for Alabama literally pulled us down and they called it on them and gave them a 1-yard touchdown?
Tennessee
football. And here's the thing. I'm not going to sit here and say that I don't argue with refs all day long in football. I do. I've been very vocal. I don't think that targeting is a good penalty, blah, blah, blah. I do think certain things need to be reviewed. But the bottom line is that was PI. How egregious? I'm not going to sit here and argue that. PI is PI. But when they sit there and get one on 3rd and goal from the 16 – and a holding call doesn't get called. All right, so I did Dave Hooker's show yesterday, and I was very honest about Alabama. When they play an outside of conference game of a national rank, aka Texas, the national media gets all upset and very vocal about, "Oh, Alabama gets all these calls, blah, blah, blah." Well, how do you feel? How do you think everybody in the SEC feels every goddamn week? Alabama's always, and the reason why is Alabama. We got to prove we can beat them with the refs. What we did with, 16 seconds left on the clock, you don't do to Alabama.
It's unbelievable. Literally unbelievable.
What have I always said? What have I said? Heupel has instilled the confidence that it doesn't matter what position we're in, we got this stuff. I'm being nice right now, right? Hooker, calm, cool, and collective. Doesn't matter where we're at. We got to get 2 chunk plays with 2 timeouts with 16 seconds, a.k.a. Kentucky last year. It doesn't bother us now. It used to. Under these old staffs, it used to. We're built different now, finally. Just wait until the next couple of years when we start getting like back-to-back recruiting classes. We're going to be very dangerous.
You are very dangerous. You just beat Alabama. Tennessee just beat Alabama. I can't believe that's a real thing that we're saying. You couldn't say it better myself. Tennessee overcame so much in this game. Yeah. It should have been an offensive pass interference. The fumble, the act of God. If it kind of was Lyndon Hooker's fault, or blame it on whoever you want, but the fumble for a touchdown. Alabama picked up a fumble and scored a touchdown, and Tennessee beat Alabama. That all happened. Like, think in years past, when that would have happened. That's the end. That's the end of the game. It's over. I feel like probably a ton of Tennessee fans probably saw that, and we were all just like, well, at least we tried. At least this looked good. We scored 40 points on Saban. That's great, but a moral victory yet again.
And they didn't give in. What you're saying could not be more spot on. This team is different. This is completely different.
And this goes for everybody. Stop doubting. And I'm not saying we're there, blah, 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 all this stuff. But like I said, Charlie, you'll know better than I will. When did I say it? And I went on a rant, obviously. That sounds like myself. About the city of Knoxville and the people around and just the community of the negativity. Dude, where the players and the coaches are human too. They hear everything people say. When it's always negative, the most powerful thing in this world is your freaking mind.
Yeah.
When you start hearing that red is yellow, multiple times, you're going to eventually think the color red looks like yellow. Right? That's what I'm saying is the more that we're positive, because we're getting to that point again, the more that things are believed, because the coaches believe and the players believe, but when the community believes like we're starting to believe again, it's different. See what I'm saying? Oh, we hear him in the background. I love it.
Okay, good.
Love it.
My entire family is here at the house.
Brother-in-laws. Like, we're getting back to that point. Can we just never mind? I'll save it for the stat of the game. I'll save that.
That's right.
We're all going to have the same stat of the game. We're all going to have the same stat of the game. We know this.
We will get to the Bradley Snap stat of the game. Smoking a cigar for the first time in 15 years. The last time this happened, I wasn't old enough to smoke a cigar. I was close, but I wasn't old enough to buy a cigar legally in the United States of America last time this happened. And they've never beat Saban. First time Tennessee beat Saban at LSU. It's the first time you beat him at Alabama. You overcame the monster. You took the monster and you said, hold this jockstrap. Then they can't. You beat them 52-49. And you out-physicaled them on offense. You made them look silly. 52 points against Alabama? Is this real?
You took this to a whole dark place here.
Look, Alabama's one of the best teams in America. Without a doubt.
But what's this? What did I say last week? What was my question at the end of last week's segment? Somebody remind me. A good hypothetical. Who's leading the West right now?
That's true. Freaking Lane Kiffin.
Uh-oh.
They got to do their part. They got to beat Bama too. But
hey, at the moment, right? I'm telling you, Charlie, if it happens, we're going. I don't care the weather. We'll do this damn thing outside.
I will be there. Don't ask me twice.
Like it's happening. Like that's just how it's got to play out. But yeah, I mean, this was fun.
Well, here can we? Let's do again. This is a sponsored show that we actually have to do.
Let's do it.
Thanks everybody for tuning in. We almost got 400 people live. I literally have an audience out here. See Rocky Top behind me. Again, this is my entire family at my house right now that watched. I did after Tennessee won. I did a lap around my living room. Went and ran down the street. We were in the front yard. Me and my brother-in-law lighting up cigars. I tweeted a picture of that. It's just so wild. I can't believe it's real. Is that too loud? Is this too loud in the back? I can close this window. But all right, let's get to this, guys. For the 400 people watching right now, drop into the comments. Get into those comments right now. I want to see them all. One word to describe how you are feeling right now. Cromp was emotional. I literally ran down the street out in front of my house, smoking the cigar, going crazy. The goalposts are in the river, hopefully. I don't know. They better be in time.
They're going up the stadium. Guys, you go down. You got to go down. Not going up is not good. Going up.
I'm sure they can facilitate.
Or drop.
They can facilitate. Yeah. But one word to describe how you're feeling right now. I know these people outside are absolutely ecstatic. This is one word for how you feel in the comments. Get in there, and me and Cromp will give ours. But it is brought to you by Farm Bureau Health Plans. Farm Bureau Health Plans has been serving Tennesseans for over 75 years. Much has changed in Tennessee over the years, but some has stayed the same. Farm Bureau Health Plans has always valued personal relationships, especially when it comes to good health and good service. Plan on Farm Bureau Health Plans for health, dental, and vision for better coverage, better rates, and better service. fbhp.com/ATOZ, or walk into their 200 plus locations across the state, fbhp.com/ATOZ. That is A to Z. That is Farm Bureau Health Plans. Let me get their banner up here so everybody can see. Thanks to everybody that is watching. Let's check these comments. One word.
Crazy.
They're going nuts. One word to describe how you're feeling. Kyle, wild. Carrie says, back. Tennessee is back. This is not just like Tennessee. Oh, what we had a fun. We beat Florida and we had a fun win. Florida's kind of bad. You beat the team. You did it. You actually did it. Back. Yeah. Kyle said wild. Mango said childlike. Pat Rose says shaking. White boy Rick, this is 2 words, but I'll let it slide because he just beat Bama. Let's go. Wesley, vindicated. Quay, victorious. Tyler, refreshed. Chancery says nostalgic. Joshua, sick. Maybe it's an Alabama fan. I love this one. Again, 2 words. We'll let it slide. David says Dixieland delighted. It's a song about Tennessee, folks. Adgren says numb. Quanye, what a name. Says awesome. Harry says emotional. Cromp, your 1 word to describe how you're feeling right now. The Tennessee Vols beating the Alabama Crimson Tide.
I got 2 words, but 2 totally separate words. They don't go together. Obviously emotional, and then I'm going to repeat timely. Because if we don't give him a contract 4 weeks ago, you better open up the paycheck or the checkbook because it's coming.
You did say that. You said that in the last few weeks.
And we got lucky by giving him the contract when we did. Because now you beat Florida and Bama since you got the contract. If we don't give it to him then, Saban's contract ain't nothing compared to what he would have got after tonight. You know what I mean? But there's so many comments, man. This stuff's awesome. But I'm always on board with my guy Jeff. Right? I like Big Ten Jeff. Jeff, what the hell is going on with you tonight?
Dude, he is mad. He cannot handle that Tennessee is back right now.
I love going with Jeff. But Jeff's going, oh, fugly, like the last field goal. Did it? I'm going to use our most famous alum, Peyton Manning. I throw Super Bowl ducks. Did he win the Super Bowl throwing not spirals? Yeah. See what I'm saying? It don't matter how it looks. Did it go through the uprights?
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying?
Win's a win, baby.
It does not go in the stat book, in the record book. Oh, well, it was a knuckleball. It doesn't go in the record book or the stat book that it was not a spiral. It doesn't go in the record book or the stat book that the fumble was because the right tackle missed. Right? Bottom line is, did it go through the upright?
Win's a win.
A win is a win is a win. Because all I can say is, Jeff, once again, and I'm not picking on Jeff. I love chatting with Jeff. But what happened to Ohio State when they were national championship favorites against Purdue a few years ago? What I'm getting at, and I'm not picking on Jeff, football is what I'm trying to get at. You got to play the game regardless. But today, let's give college football credit. Today was the second time in the last 40 or 50 years of NCAA football that 3 matchups, so 6 teams ranked in the top 15, undefeated, were playing each other. That's pretty damn good football today. You know what I mean? That's really good college football Saturday. That
absolutely.
3 matchups, so 6 teams in the top 15 were undefeated playing each other. And if you want to go a little step further, NC State and Syracuse are playing, and NC State only had 1 loss to Clemson. This is a really good college football day is what I'm trying to get at. Let's enjoy it. Let's embrace the fact that this was a great college game day.
Drink it all the way in.
Try to always shoot down other teams.
I just remembered I didn't give my own word. This is so sincere, from the bottom of my heart. This word is overused in everyday life with everything. I cannot mean this enough in the most sincere way possible. Unbelievable. That's the word for me. I cannot believe that I've said it in every week leading up to this. 18 months ago, folks, Jeremy Pruitt is driving this thing into the ground. 18 months ago. And they go and they get Danny White. And he brings in Josh Heupel. And I think we all kind of established this week, it was actually sort of funny. Like, we sort of went back, me and Zach Reagan, both, my sidekick on the Big Orange podcast, we went back and sort of looked at what we said about Heupel. We were skeptical in the beginning. We both were. I think most people were. They were kind of like, I don't know, he runs this gimmicky offense. Is he the real deal? Can he really compete in the SEC? Can he really compete in the SEC? That is the question that we asked. And this man just beat Alabama and Nick Saban. He beat the greatest coach of all time for the first time in 15 years. What more is there to say? It is unbelievable. I can't mean that more seriously in every single way. It's mind-blowing to the nth degree.
I'm with you. And I'm going to take, and this is why I like talking with Jeff, because Jeff understands I don't mean that negative. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not picking on anybody. And he came back and goes, here's a good word, Cromp. This game is generational. Spot on.
Truly.
Spot on.
That's a great
because of, and here's the thing. And this is a credit to Jeff and his Ohio State team. It would be the same way as last year, generational for Michigan, because they've got a mental block against Ohio State. You know what I mean? Like, Jeff, I think you're spot on with that. I really do. This was a game that we've been eyeing towards for a long time, but just couldn't get over the hump. Like, there's always something there holding us back. And what I said last week, Saban did it in year 2.
So
Saban was able to get over that hump in year 2.
Excellent point. So think about this, and I mean, this gives me chills to just run around in my mind with. Like, we always look back at the 98 Florida game, at the 2004 Florida game. No, sirree, storming the field, tearing down the goalposts, and doing all of that. We're living through one of those. That's what just happened. You're living through one of those moments that, like, next year when Tennessee plays Alabama, the clips before the game will no longer be, oh, Tennessee's getting its head beat in, Jared Garantano fumble at the goal line, all of the blah. We watched it all, just, getting smashed during the Dooley years, the blocked friggin' field goal against Kiffin. The slate is clean. This is what they will play clips of. You're living in the history for Tennessee football now. It's not something we're going to want to forget. It's something that we're going to want to remember forever. And I don't think that you can say enough superlatives for what is happening right now with Tennessee football. It is ground shaking, and it's ground shaking in the college football landscape. Like, in a general sense, the Tennessee Volunteers will be what, 3? It'll probably be Georgia, Ohio State, Tennessee.
I'm sitting here looking at the rankings. I know, Michigan played a top 10 team of Penn State, but Penn State's not Bama. I think now, they beat the hell out of Penn State. So I also think that is a negative for Michigan by saying Penn State wasn't a top 10 team. Or at least that's how my brain works. So I do think it will go Georgia, Ohio State, Tennessee, Michigan, Bama, Clemson. I don't think Bama drops to 5.
Yeah. And
I think even if Clemson wins against Florida State, if they don't win convincingly by 28, I think they drop to 6 from 4. I do.
I mean, you lost to the number 6 team in America. If you're Bama, you're not going to fly.
That's what I'm getting at. But now, what did I say, Charlie? What did I say? And I don't want this, but it's also the brutal reality. 11-1. We make the playoffs without having to go to Atlanta and getting our ass beat up physically.
Yeah.
If you lose to Georgia and you went out, you're still in the playoffs. Hence, Bama and Ohio State have won the Natty doing the same thing. Bama doing it multiple times.
That's absolutely true.
We've crossed this bridge. We've crossed that bridge of beating Bama. Now you got to go 5-1. If you lose to Georgia, if we lose there, our season's not over. We still make the playoffs because we're going to be already that high now. We won't drop much because Georgia's going to be number 1. Just like Bama has done and Ohio State has done. Now we control our own destiny.
You are, You're actually in the national championship conversation. You're in the playoff conversation. Yes. You will. We said this. We said this last week. I think the first rankings come out in week 6-ish. It might be next week, maybe. You're going to play UT Martin next week. You're going to be in the playoff rankings. Yeah. You're going to be in the first 4.
Yeah.
Like, this is real. This is so real. I can't. I don't like have the words to use to describe this feeling, because I didn't like. I've always been a long-term optimist. I'm a short-term pessimist, long-term optimist. I've always looked and said that the University of Tennessee has such an unbelievable fan base that they deserve this. Every single one of the people watching, all 430 of you people watching here, and the 130,000 that are down on campus right now, and everybody else is watching at home, every single one of you deserves this game. You all deserve it, because you put up with the absolute hell that has been the last 20 years of this football program and this athletic program in general, the absolute garbage that they put you through. And now they actually went out and made serious moves and have done things that actually benefit this university. And look at where you end up. You deserve this. And again, you're living in the historical moment that you'll look back on. This is a game that you'll go back and look at the highlights of. And I gotta say this too, because I was gonna say it earlier and I forgot. This wasn't Tennessee beating a handicapped Bama. Bryce Young played an incredible game, a fantastic game.
Gibbs is tremendous.
Gibbs, that's again, you beat the best running back you're gonna play all season. You just beat that guy. You beat the best quarterback you're going to face this season. You just beat that guy. You beat the best coach you're going to see all season. You beat that guy. This is what Tennessee did. Every single part of this is historic. Every single part of this is massive. It is ground shaking. This is an earthquake in college football. What just happened? Like what they just watched.
I'm watching all these comments real quick, and people are starting to disagree with what I'm saying about if we go. We haven't played Georgia yet. We might beat the hell out of them. They might beat the hell out of us. We got to play the game.
You got to play that game.
But people are going, oh, if we go 11-1 and, hypothetically lose to Georgia, and Bama goes 12-1 and wins the SEC, they leave us out. No, they don't. We're both in. And here's why. SEC is different. If you've got an undefeated Clemson versus an 11-1 only loss is number one in the country, SEC rival, SEC gets in over ACC. Bottom line.
Yes, for sure.
And I'm not saying, and it's not a slight versus ACC. It could go Big 10, Pac-12, Big 12. It's the same thing because it's SEC. Okay? And I'm meaning that and wholeheartedly. If Bama wins the whole kit and caboodle, right? SEC championship game, which is fine. We go 11-1 and don't make it. We're still in. I'm telling you, we're still in because of we're already ranked that high now. If we're going to go to 3, no less than 4. We'll jump Michigan or Clemson. Obviously, Bama because we beat them. And we'll jump Michigan or Clemson, I think. I could be wrong, but I truly think that because Clemson's playing Florida State. Michigan beat the hell out of Penn State, but you could tell it wasn't a great Penn State. So 3 or 4. Let's just say 4 for argument's sake. That means we're already in the top 4, right? If our only loss is to Georgia, which I don't think we will. I'm just throwing it out there hypothetically. And they're number 1. We may not even drop, depending on what else happens that day.
Yeah. Well,
that's what I'm talking. We're to that point now that we're not Syracuse going, well, we're 6-0, but we're still ranked number 20 or 18 or whatever. We're in the playoff conversation now, which instantly means SEC teams in the conversation, whether other conferences agree, are going to get the bias.
Yeah, you would.
That's just the harsh reality.
Well, we're putting the cart a little, as crazy as this amazing one is, putting the cart a little bit before the horse here.
People are going, they won't put 3 SEC teams in. No, they won't. That's why I've stated so that the conference championship games mean jack squat now, not a damn thing. Because if you're Georgia or Tennessee,
you got 3 contenders.
Here's the thing: if you're Georgia or Tennessee, you don't want to play in it. You don't. Because you could be 12-0, play in it, and not get in, and the 11-1 that didn't play get in. Hence, Alabama has done it twice. Ohio State's done it once. The conference championships don't mean a damn thing unless you win it now because of the playoff. I don't think it's right, but that's the reality. So if we're going to slip up, let's slip up to Georgia and not anybody else, and we're going to be in. Only because of bias.
Let's go to this. Let's skip to the one because I want to talk about this, and it gets into the actual, like, what happened in this game. We're talking like 1,000-foot view here about what is happening and like the long-term prospects of everything. Let's just get to the stat of the game. Let's do this again, Cromp, right here.
Let's do it.
The stat of the game is brought to you by Rattle and Snap Tennessee Whiskey. Right here. Somebody, I believe Tommy in the comments, he commented earlier. He said he's drinking Rattle and Snap right now. Thank you, Tommy, for supporting our sponsors. You're the man. And everybody else, go to your closest liquor store in the state of Tennessee. Get this. I've seen it in Knoxville. It's in Nashville, all over the place. And we're going to drink it right now because this is the Rattle and Snap Whiskey stat of the game. It's going out of the bottle. It's out of the bottle. That's what's happening. Whiskey for the win. That's Cromp's tagline right there.
And that was the 8-year too.
Tommy said, I drank the whole bottle. Let's go. Let's go, Tommy.
Tommy?
Yeah.
I feel like that. As soon as you said Tommy, I went to the movie Tommy Boy.
He's living the movie Tommy Boy.
And I love that movie. I love that movie. So, Tommy, we're friends now.
I got to tell you just quickly, Log Still Distillery is releasing a new Tennessee whiskey product line. It's called Rattle and Snap Whiskey, named after a long-forgotten game of chance. Rattle and Snap is a whiskey for those that make their own luck. Follow them on Instagram at Rattle and Snap Whiskey. And it's available in Kentucky, Indiana, Tennessee, and Mississippi. A 4-year and an 8-year whiskey. Look out for it. I was in the liquor store yesterday, just in case. This is a true story. Was in the liquor store yesterday. Bought this here stogie on the hopes that we would get to smoke it right here. Congratulations to everybody. We are smoking them. Smoke them if you got them. And Rattle and Snap Whiskey was there in the liquor store here in Knoxville. So you can go grab it there. And the stat of the game, I mean, to me, it's this one. This man carried you to the end of the earth and back in this game. What a performance. Jalen Hyatt, 6 receptions. 6 receptions in this game, Cromp. Oh, and I got to get the, for our Rattle and Snap, there's what the bottle looks like, even though you can see it right behind me. Jalen Hyatt in this game, 6 receptions. I didn't realize it was only on 6 receptions.
Yeah, no, seriously though.
207 yards, 5 touchdowns. Nobody. This was a school record, I believe, is essentially in terms of touchdowns.
4 was school record.
In terms of touchdowns, it was the greatest performance by a wide receiver ever in Tennessee history. It is the greatest performance by a wide receiver ever against a Nick Saban Alabama team. He had never given up more than 2 touchdowns by a wide receiver in a game. If I'm thinking correctly, I saw 207 yards on 6 receptions for 5 touchdowns. Is this real? Are you kidding me? I mean, what a performance. It's like what I said. This word is overused. Unbelievable. It is unbelievable.
But we're getting to the conversation of we have a very good problem with hard decisions to make now. All right. So when Tillman comes back, does Keaton get taken out of the lineup with 5 for 78? You see what I'm saying? We're finally to that point that we can have a conversation of, which starter gets pulled, right?
Seriously, I think the only thing
it's fun to be able to have that, isn't it? From all the fan perspective and everything. By the way, Tommy just straight up hit me with a limited and van down by the river. Freaking love this guy now. Okay? Love it, absolutely love it. But that's where we're going. So real quick, my stat of the game. Obviously, that was going to be everybody's. If it wasn't, then you didn't watch the game. I'm sticking with 182 yards rushing. 182 yards rushing against an Alabama defense. An Alabama defense giving up 182 on the ground, 385 in the air. But Saban doesn't give that up. Guys, on offense, we're that good. We're that good. We are.
It's the real deal.
It's the real deal. Everybody's going to go, oh, well, Alabama's offense. Blah, 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 they threw for 455. Yeah, but they only rushed for 114, and that is not just Gibbs. Gibbs has been averaging 180 the past 2 games. We only give him 103, right? So they only rushed for 114, so that's roughly 11 yards for the rest of the team, right? Once again, we go to pick your poison. Beat me with the pass or beat me with the run. I'm not going to let you do both. Beat me with the pass or beat me with the run? I'm not going to let you do both. What do? We pick them, let you beat me with the pass. We bend but don't break. Stop them late in the game in the fourth, like we talked about, Charlie. Let's keep this thing close. Let's keep it close in the fourth. Make their kicker do it. That's our mentality. We're going to say beat me with the pass or beat me with the run. Right now, and everybody goes, oh, we're giving up a lot of yards passing, blah, 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 blah. Are we winning, though? And this is not Big 12 defense winning, though. This is not Big 12 defense where they're going to rush for whatever they want and throw for whatever they want. And you know what I mean? Like, it's a different feel.
You just there is no, this is the most satisfying part out of all of this, probably. There's no talking point against what just happened. It doesn't exist because you didn't get Bama's backup quarterback. You got an unbelievable performance from their starting quarterback. Their running back went off.
Their running back, dude. Their running back, in my opinion, first running back off the board.
Yeah, you might be the best running back in there.
Like, this dude's special. And hey, I've been vocal. I hate the CBS games. I think the announcing is atrocious. I do. But I also, and I'll give credit where credit's due, I think they hit the nail on the head that says this is the best running back anybody's going to see. And this is Alvin Kamara without being the name Alvin Kamara. Right?
Yeah.
Like, with his style. Dude's
Absolutely.
special. Dude is special. I give him credit.
But you got to that point. I mean, you got all their punches. There's no excuse. Bama fans can't go, oh, well, you got our backup quarterback. And other people can't go, oh, well, Bama's not very good. And no, that doesn't exist anymore. You did. This isn't that LSU game last week because a bunch of people were like, well, LSU just sucks. And blah, blah, blah.
Well, they
sure,
do.
LSU sucks.
They
and
do.
Shut up. Because Tennessee just beat Alabama. There's no excuses here. You beat the number 3 team in America, and you sent it right to them. You ran the ball in their head, and you threw it all over them, and you really gave them the business. Like, that's the thing that just makes me so. This wasn't a you backing into it. Like, it kind of felt like in 2015. That's the one I remember the most. If Tennessee had won that, they had a lead with like 3 minutes left in that game. It would have felt like Tennessee sort of backed into that win. It would have been amazing. Grant, I mean, it was in Tuscaloosa, and you had a lead right there at the end, and they just went down and scored, unfortunately. But it would have felt like you sort of backed into it. You went and you took this. You took this. With 15 seconds left on the damn clock, you went and you moved the ball into field goal range, and your field goal kicker hit the winning field goal. Like, everything about this is perfect in every way. It's airtight. There is no excuses for anybody to be like, well, Tennessee, what if they had to actually play? If they had to actually play who? Georgia? Georgia lost to Alabama last year. I'm sorry. What about Georgia? Well, Tennessee just beat Alabama, and Alabama beat Georgia. Don't tell me that Tennessee can't beat Georgia. Shut up. Like, it's airtight all the way around.
I know, and I'm with you, but that goes to, I mean, that is to me, that's any football game outside of like the paid games. You know what I'm saying? Like, the paid ones are a little different. But I'm going to go back to it. Jeff, I love you, bro. Like, I do.
He's got to stop.
No. I'm just going to throw something out there, and I think he'll understand what I'm saying by this. First off, Jeff also brings a lot of really good factual talking points. He does. Okay. So if people want to know what I want to talk about, just go back in the comments and you'll see Jeff Rubel. Like, and I've grown to like having conversation with Jeff, truly. But Jeff, what I'm going to say is I know what you're saying about, well, Tennessee hasn't been there yet, blah, blah, blah. Well, it's like somebody saying I can't hire you for a manager job if you've never been a manager. Well, how in the hell can I be a manager if I've never been given a chance, right? That's that point. But
we have been there, though.
A win like this against a team like Alabama in the Big Ten would be like playing Michigan, Ohio State, a top tier Penn State. I mean, Penn State's good this year, but they're not a top 10 team. Like, LSU's not a top 25 team. They're better than LSU 100%. But I'm meaning like they're not a top 10. Right. It would not be like playing in the Big Ten West. We'll just say that. A win like this, what I'm saying, when people try to say, oh, blah, 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 all this stuff and scrutinize, understand Michigan's good, but Michigan didn't throw a touchdown today. They didn't throw one.
Oof.
Now, hey, their running backs, stellar. Not going to argue that fact at all.
Mm-hmm.
But what I'm getting at is Alabama's defense, well, just as a whole, is a lot more well-rounded than a Penn State. Sure as hell than anybody in the Big Ten West. And I'm not picking on anybody, I swear to you. And I think Jeff understands what I mean by that. Because the Big Ten West, hell, Nebraska's leading the damn thing. Right?
Well, here.
But what I'm trying to say is like the mentality of, oh, well, it's Tennessee. Well, this isn't the Tennessee that we're used to in the past decade is what I'm trying to get at. This Tennessee team is when Harbaugh got to Michigan and turned the ship around and he finally beat Ohio State. Like we're getting to where we're beating the Bamas and Georgias. Because let's, hey, 4 years ago, or when did Kirby get to Georgia? 5 years ago? Something like that? Georgia was a laughing stock. Georgia was us.
They lost to Tennessee in his first year and the year before that.
Georgia was us. Georgia was us.
Exactly.
And everybody was like, are you really Georgia? And then they got in and they proved their worth. And now everybody's like, oh, shit, now it's Georgia.
That's what's happening. That's what's happening right now.
That's all I'm trying to get at is I know I completely understand what Jeff is saying. And he's going back and forth with people.
You win.
I'm just saying, like, we got to give credit where credit's due. Ohio State is a damn good team. But if Ohio State and Tennessee played, dude, it might be 75-74.
Here's the situation. That's true.
I mean, honestly, how
seriously
as
though,
a fan,
we're
sitting there going, let's do this.
But this is the situation that Tennessee finds itself in, is that this year they can win nothing but the absolute gimme games, which I count as UT Martin next week, Missouri and Vandy. Well, absolute gimme. I mean, Missouri, but Vandy for sure, and UT Martin for sure. Like, you can win those, and this will be a better regular season than Tennessee has had since 2007. Yeah. That is the position that Tennessee is in. That's what just happened out there. They're bowl eligible 6 games in. They're 6-0. Like, that's where this team is. This is so real. This is so real. This is actually back. This is the real that, you can have that like Texas is back and we all make fun of that. There's no making fun of this. What are you going to make fun of? Did Tennessee just win and beat the best college football coach of all time, 52-49? What are you going to make fun of? I'm sorry. Come here and try.
Hey, Alabama played. I'm going to be honest with you. Alabama played a lights out game. I'm not a big statistic guy because I think they can be skewed in a lot of ways. Alabama's good, man. Now, I'm not going to say that their whole team's going to be Hall of Famers. Can't predict the future. I'm not saying Bryce Young's going to be the greatest quarterback to ever play. But Bryce Young is gutsy. You got to give him credit. Some of the plays that were made, extending the play, you're sitting there going, damn, really wish you would throw it out of bounds right now. Right? Whew. And then he puts on the brakes, stops, makes a play, and you go, dude, special. He is.
Mm-hmm.
He won the Heisman, for God's sake.
Yeah.
Like, he's
you
special.
Just beat the Heisman winner. You beat the Heisman winner. Guys.
But what I'm getting at is this as the player, this is what we expect.
Yeah.
It is. And that's why you go to a place like Tennessee, or Alabama, Florida, Ohio State, Michigan, right? Penn State. You go to those places because you expect to do this.
And this is all without Cedric Tillman. This is such a great point from Always DDC right here. All without your best wide receiver. Are you kidding me?
Is he our best wide receiver now, though?
That's true. Did Jalen Hyatt just supplant him?
Is he a phenomenal receiver? Yes, but is he our best wide receiver?
Jalen Hyatt might be a little more physically gifted.
Like,
just in a general sense.
What did we talk about a few years ago? Hyatt, we're all hyped about him as a freshman. We're like, this dude's going to be the next big thing. He's under pro, and you're like, Last year, learning curve, right? We talked about this when Tillman went down. It might have been a blessing in disguise. Guys got to step up.
Yeah.
Dude, Hyatt is playing himself into being a top, arguably, and I know I'm gonna go on a limb here, but he's playing it. Now, I'm not saying this year, but just in general, he's kind of playing himself into being a top 2-round receiver.
I'm proud of this too. There have been two predictions from me that I'm really proud of. I said Tennessee was gonna need 50 to win this. They scored 52 and they won this game. And then I've said for weeks now on the Big Orange podcast on Here With You, I said before this man leaves the University of Tennessee, Jalen Hyatt will be considered one of the best wide receivers in America. Well, guess what just happened?
Because of Tillman, he's playing himself into that role. And the beauty of it all is you got Brew McCoy in the background.
Yeah, and always DDC brings it up. Brew was clutch too.
Oh yeah, but think about it, he's in the shadow.
Everybody.
Ooh. If that's our receiver in the shadow, we're getting to the point, and this is where I'm gonna rave and brag on Jeff now. Dude, Ohio State's got receiver galore. Right?
Yeah.
It's just whoever the hell we want to throw out there, you're a beast. We're starting to understand that if we recruit properly and we coach them properly and recruit properly and we develop properly, we can do the same thing. When Tillman comes back, we got to make a decision. Do we take out a receiver? Let me go back just to double check. I don't want to misspeak. Okay. I just want to make sure that I'm speaking correctly. But with Keaton, he's 10 receptions, 200 yards. He's averaging 20 yards a reception. As your number 4 receiver, he's the one coming out averaging 20.2 a reception. That's a positive because everybody wants to be Ohio State when it comes to receivers. That's a fact.
It's absolutely
right.
And speak on this, Crump. So Tennessee was actually supposed to have Carnell Tate visit this week. He's arguably the best wide receiver in the 2023 class. But he ended up backing out. Ohio State, they heard that he was going to come here and visit, and Ohio State coaches flew down to see him, supposedly, and talked him out of it. But even if he wasn't there, if you're a recruit outside looking in to what just happened at the University of Tennessee, are you not just sold hook, line, and sinker right now?
I'll say this. If you didn't go to the game, you're very enthused. I'm trying to look something up. You're
trying to schedule a game later in the season.
No. You're very enthused, but you're not necessarily sold. And the reason why I say that, until you see a top, technically 10, but really top 5 matchup in Neyland, that'll sell you. Okay. Yeah. But I haven't been to a game at Ohio State. I didn't give them. I didn't care for them. Right. I've heard the same thing about Ohio State. And Jeff's right. They haven't had the best wide receiver in the country play almost all year at Ohio State. That says something. That's what I'm trying to say, Jeff, is we're starting to get to that point slowly. I'm not saying it happens overnight, but slowly to where our receiver production is getting to the point of like, it doesn't matter if somebody's hurt. We got a top wide receiver as his backup. That's what Ohio State's had for years. Right? They have. And that's where we're trying to follow in those footsteps of that. But if you're a top recruit, you're scheduling your visit now. That's a fact. I'm not going to say you're not sold until you see the game. Okay. But when you see the matchup in the game, and I know this sounds awful, but I know of people that have, like, hypothetical, we play Georgia at Georgia, right? I know people that have scheduled a game at Georgia just to see the opposing team.
Well,
those things do. Hey, I don't care. Those things happen, right?
Yeah,
meaning if a home game doesn't line up with your schedule, right?
Yeah.
So that's not out of the realm to say that some players are going to go, oh yeah, maybe considering Georgia, but I'm going to go watch Tennessee, Georgia. I want to see Tennessee really play, or Ohio State, Michigan, wherever they're playing. You know what I mean? Like those types of games. But you're not necessarily sold unless you come to Neyland and you go,
yeah,
holy hell, what just happened?
Elias Gray just said here, this might be what you're saying at work right here. He said Carnell Tate tonight, who I just mentioned, retweeted a tweet that said, I'd kill to be in Knoxville, Tennessee right now. I went and looked. He did actually do that on his official Twitter account. So Big Chin Jeff, eat your heart out. He may not come to Tennessee, but he definitely was feeling like coming here.
No, but and you know what? And I'm not. I don't want anybody to think that we're picking on Jeff. Jeff, this.
No, we're not. We're not. It just so happens he's committed to Ohio State. But
no. What I'm getting at is this is a compliment to Ohio State.
It is.
Like Ohio State, man. Ohio State gets them. They're them and Alabama, they're the Mecca. They have been for the last 10 years.
But
This is what it is.
where I don't think you can deny what's happening at Tennessee right now is that college football has become an offensive game almost in full at this point. And you are, and I mean, especially right now, what total did Tennessee put up in this game? 500 plus? It's got to be, right?
Yeah, it was.
Let me check the box score.
I'll tell you.
385 through the air, 182 on the ground, which would be 5 something. 500 plus.
Total yards was 567, and they had 569. Wow.
560. First of all, nice. 569. Second, you are the number 1 offense in America. You were in the week leading up to this. You just put up 600 yards of offense. You're probably going to be the number 1 offense in America going into this next week too. And you have like a 5-star wide receiver who's committed to Ohio State. Ohio State. Thinking, I wish I was in Knoxville, Tennessee right now. The kid retweeted that. You got that. You have them thinking that. I mean, it just goes more to that point of what I was saying earlier, where this is so real. This is so real. Like there's no talking around this where we're like, oh, this is a fun victory. I go back to like 2016 Florida, a super fun victory that I have incredibly fond memories of, but it is not the same. This is not the same. This is an entire like level up in every single way where you beat the best. You are one of the top teams in America now. You are the best offense in America at a time in college football where offense is the thing that moves college football.
And you're right. The old cliche of Nick Saban of defense wins championships.
That's gone.
In today's world, I'm not necessarily saying it's gone.
You look at their defense tonight, it kind of is.
It is like a 51-49 on the scale right now. You know what I mean? Because you still got to make a stop on defense. Hence what we did tonight.
That's true. The defense.
It used to be like 70-30. Now it's about right there now. Mm-hmm. Right? So I mean, dude, it's fun to be able to have those conversations, but for us to be able to put up 567 yards against Alabama is just nice.
Just incredible.
And the reason, and this is where, and like I said, I love these comments, man. They're going crazy. Yeah. We haven't been able to say this in a long time because I know, 2016, blah, 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 but it was still blah overall because it never felt like it was truly, I'm trying to think how to say it. I never felt like the coaching staff truly gave a damn about the players. And understood what it meant for the players to have to still compete. Now it is. I mean, watch Heupel's interview after the game. It's like any other major college brand when they win a big game and their coach is on the field. It's different than what it used to be. Because if it was Pruitt, it would have been very blah.
Yeah.
It would have been very monotone. And the interview would have been done in 10 seconds. Everybody would be like, what was that? And different than – this is college football. I'm not an Ohio State fan, but Ryan Day is one of the best of them when it comes to that stuff. He is. I don't like him. I'm not a Michigan fan.
You're one of the best of them now. Tennessee is one of the best.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not a Michigan fan.
There.
Jim Harbaugh's. I'm not a USC fan. Lincoln Riley's one of the best of them at that stuff. Now we get to enter that conversation again of we have the coach that makes us one of the best of them because he understands what it's about.
Ooh. This is big news right here. Thinking about Ohio State, Cardinal Tate. Evan White just said Cardinal Tate liked a tweet from Zach Reagan of A to Z Sports. I'll have to go look that up. Our boy Zach getting likes from Cardinal Tate tonight. Can I show you a video, Cromp, right now?
I'm in.
So this is one of my best friends in the world right here. I think he would love that I showed this on this show. He was at the game, rushed to the field. And then he just into a group text with me and some friends sent this video, and it's unbelievable. Let me see can I get this? Here it is. I don't know. I don't want to show like too much of my
down
computer.
A little bit the glare.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Let me see if I don't know if it's gonna work super well here. But here it is. The goalpost is going out. They're carrying the goalpost. That's what's happening. And look at this right here. Hold on. Oh, and they're carrying the goalpost out of the stadium. That's my friend right there, literally riding the goalpost out of the stadium.
Yes. Be safe. Don't fall off the goalpost.
Be safe. I'm going to eat. It's the same guys that I went and ate with after the Florida game. We're gonna go eat after this. We're gonna go see what we can find. I mean, Lord knows what's available at this point. Everybody's going nuts. So, but I just had to share that. It was an incredible video. And hopefully, those goalposts ended up in the river. Elias Gray is saying it right here. But the atmosphere at the University of Tennessee right now, like every other school can cope. They were doing it this whole week. Oh, well, Tennessee is gonna. LSU wasn't that good, and Tennessee, their offense is good, but their defense is terrible. And but they were coping real hard. They didn't want to believe that Tennessee is the real deal. You got it. You got the bragging rights. You have the man in charge that is bringing you wins over Alabama. You have a win over an Alabama team that brought their best running back and their best quarterback, the Heisman winning quarterback. And he played a great game against you, and you still beat that guy. Like you did it all this week. It's done. Like the giant is slayed. What more?
Yes. You go home. You're leading me in. I need to stop you there for a reason.
Go ahead. Do it.
How many babies in 9 months are named Hendon?
Dude, if this ends
No. From tonight.
From tonight, I mean, you already got a bunch.
Because of how you said the giant was. I'm going to stop there. How many? I'm just asking.
I grew up with a bunch of kids named Peyton. I can tell you that.
How many Hendons or how many hookers are we having growing up getting named in 9 months from tonight? That's an honest question. I'm not trying to take it. I'm just being honest. That's a legit question. Like you said,
you're right.
You had a lot of friends growing up named Peyton. It makes a lot of sense.
Oh man,
they're not being named Nick tonight for Saban.
No, sir. Gosh,
I don't know. I had to throw it out there.
Incredible.
Derek says all of them.
Every child that's made tonight, that's going to be their name.
So we got Hendon and Jalen are the
that's true.
When COVID happened, a lot of they said like the top baby names were outrageous. Now the top baby names in Knoxville in 9 months are Jalen and Hendon.
Jalen definitely made his case tonight for babies to be named after him.
Yes.
We are at an hour. We're going to wrap this up because like I said, the friend that I just showed riding the goalpost out of Neyland Stadium. What a man. I'm going to go meet him and go celebrate this and hugs and high fives. This is unbelievable. I can't say it enough. I love every single one of you that's watching this show. We did this. This really happened.
Just be careful. Listen, be careful. And flip a coin for Jalen or Hendon.
That's true. I think we should say if you are in Knoxville and you're going down to the fort, legitimately be careful. Legitimately be careful. That's not going to be safe. What?
What are the comments? Where'd it go? Hold on. Jackie, dude, in 9 months, the right hooker is
hooker will be born. It's true. See you in 9 months to that child.
Oh my God. Did I start a bad trend?
No, you started the best trend.
Oh, look at Facebook user. Hold on, just look at Facebook user.
I know Austin is somewhere drunk. He is. I can confirm.
Guys, this show is just fun as hell for us to do. It makes it obviously more enjoyable when we win, obviously.
Yeah, sure. But I said this.
The feedback that we get from everybody weekly, win, lose, or draw,
it's incredible.
It's unreal. Like it's fun to interact with everybody. I know that I always pick out Big Ten Jeff because we've kind of built that relationship with Jeff.
No, I love that Jeff watches everything.
No comment goes unnoticed.
Yeah, every single person that watches this show, we couldn't appreciate you more. We had a video this week. Did I tell you this, Crump? We had a video this week that went for like 13,000 views on YouTube, which I know, like, relative to like a actual giant YouTuber is not a lot, but relative to like Tennessee shows is like one of the biggest that there is. So
cool.
Thank you. And it was you talking about recruiting, Crump. It was your you talking about how special it is when things happen.
It is. It really is. There's something about Knoxville, and like I said,
it's special.
I can't speak on Penn State, Michigan, Ohio State, USC, Miami, Florida State, Clemson. I can't speak on Clemson, but there's something different about Knoxville when you're on the river, right? It's just different, and especially when you're winning. Winning cures everything. Now, I mean, honestly, now's the time to, as a recruit, jump on the bandwagon.
Get on it.
It's like, I mean, I've said this a few weeks ago. This is like Saban in 07, right?
Come on down.
This is that time. Like, get on board now because we're going. The train's left the station. Get on board.
Yep.
Especially in the SEC, because whether we like it or don't, there's SEC bias.
Yes.
When it comes to playoff implications, there's SEC bias.
Come on down to Knoxville, boys. Come join the hype train.
Yes.
I am Charlie Burris. That is Jonathan Crompton, former Vols quarterback, getting emotional on the show, talking about Tennessee, Alabama's love. Just beautiful. Everything about this, I can't believe it's real. I am going to be, I don't know if I'll sleep tonight. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We're going to go get into it.
In a good way.
In a very good way. I might not sleep tonight.
But we do need to start a poll with our names. We need to know where people are going with this.
Yes. Let us know that for everybody in the comments, when you conceive the child tonight, let us know if it is Hendon or Jalen. We got to make sure that.
So, hey, T. Higgins, Cincinnati Bengals, because of T. Martin, it is a thing in Knoxville.
No, I said I grew up with a bunch of kids named Peyton.
Like, I'm being
serious. Like, in
Knoxville, Tennessee fans, we're nuts.
Yeah,
this is what we are.
That's not totally true, but
is it though?
Well, so I was. They were all like 5 years younger than me. I would put it that way. Like, okay. I was alive and well when Peyton was doing all of his awesomeness, and then they came along right after that. Regardless, it's beside the point. Everybody have an amazing night.
Exactly.
We love every single one of you. This show wouldn't exist without you. You're too good to us. This is everything I've ever wanted out of doing stuff with Tennessee sports and more. Everybody be safe and careful, especially if you're on campus. Be careful.
some of these comments, sorry.
It's going off. It's going off in the comments. Crompton,
I love it.
You are the man. This is so fun. If you had it to end in anything else, and then we'll go.
I'm like I said at the beginning, it's an emotional day because of a lot of reasons. For the people that truly, and only my family really knows, and they don't even know half of it. The old cliche, exercising your demons, I guess you would say. This was, and like for personal reasons, I'm so ecstatic for the players in that locker room. The coaching staff are busting their ass for doing what they do for the community, for the players, for the city of Knoxville, right? This is fun. This is what Tennessee football is.
Yes.
I'm not saying we're going to go 12-0, but you can't go 12-0 without being 6-0. Right? You can't go 12-0 without being 7-0. So we're going to enjoy. The guys are going to enjoy tonight. Everybody be safe, pun intended. and enjoy this because, man, like I said, the train's left the station. Heupel is there. He's in this thing for the long haul. He said this is his destination job type place, and that's what we want. I'm excited. I don't know what else to say. Like I'm gonna go have a few more whiskey for the wins.
Me too.
Right? And then
It's overwhelming.
I'm gonna enjoy my evening as well.
It's truly overwhelming.
Guys, thank you for everybody that watches and comments and talks with us and talks smack with us, talks positive with us. We enjoy it. Right? There's never any hard feelings in here. And Jeff, yes, it is nice winning big games. Finally, you're 100% right. It is, because that's what we're used to, and it's been so long because of a lot of stuff that I can't say because of behind closed door stuff that I really wish everybody knew. Truly, enjoy this. This is what Tennessee is. We're getting back to the powerhouse talk. We're in the playoff conversation, whether anybody likes it or not. F everybody else. Tennessee's here for that conversation.
Beautiful. The Tennessee Volunteers beat the Alabama Crimson Tide 52-49. Smoke those cigars, drink those drinks, have a safe night. We love you all, and we'll talk to y'all next week.
See you guys.